Welcome to this chair yoga sequence. Before you begin your practice, you may wish to go to the link below to download a handout and familiarize yourselves with the postures that we'll be doing. Also, please make sure that if you're using a chair, that it is on a surface that will keep it in place and not let it slide. You may need to bring your chair close to a wall so it doesn't slide away from you. So let's begin. Coming to a comfortable seated posture. We'll just take some time here to transition into our practice. Seeing if you can set aside all that you have done up until this moment and bringing yourself into your yoga practice. So noticing where the feet are in contact with the floor. As you scan the body, noticing any sensation in the legs, any tension or tightness, perhaps some openness. Noticing where the hips are in contact and supported by the chair. Noticing any sensation in the torso and where the torso may be supported by the chair. Noticing sensation in the hands, the arms, the shoulders, the throat, the neck, the head and face. Noticing the busyness or quietness of the mind. As thoughts arise, can you just let them be? Perhaps imagining that they are helium balloons, releasing those helium balloons into the sky. And then noticing your breath, the quality of the breath. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it smooth or rough? Is it fast or slow? And as you do this practice, please take care of yourself. If a posture doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. And if I'm offering directions to move in one direction and your body's asking you to move in another, please honor the wisdom of your body. So from here, if you'd like, I'll invite you to move forward in your chair, just a bit to allow some extra room to move. And if you'd like, placing hands on top of the thighs, hands near the knees. And then we'll begin to link movement with breath. So as you inhale, sliding the hands towards you, rounding the shoulders back and down. A little arch comes in the low back. As you exhale, sliding the hands forward, drawing the navel towards the spine, rounding the back, tucking the chin. And just continue to move in this way. As you inhale, arching the low back, rounding shoulders back and down. As you exhale, rounding the back, drawing navel towards the spine, tucking the chin. Continuing on your own, following your breath. And you can continue to move in this way. If it feels right, maybe making this a little bigger, maybe bringing the arms out to the side, palms facing forward as you round the shoulders back and down. Maybe as you exhale, you cross the arms in front of you as you tuck the chin to give yourselves a little hug. And continue to move in this way if it feels right. If you're crossing the arms in front of you, perhaps alternating which arm comes on top. And continuing, following your breath. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. If it feels right, doing this a couple more times in each direction. And perhaps one more time in each direction. And once you've finished, coming back to your seated mountain pose, noticing where the sitting bones are in contact with the chair. Seeing if you can get a sense of extending up through the crown of the head. Moving in two directions. Moving up and down through the spine. From here, we'll begin to move laterally into some side stretches. So bringing one arm down by your side, and then allow that arm to get heavy, drawing you down to that side. And you can let go of the head. Whenever you're ready to inhale, we'll bring the body up to center. And then as you exhale, letting the other arm get heavy, drawing you down to that side. And just continue to move following your breath. Inhaling center as you exhale, leaning to one side. Inhaling center. Exhaling, leaning to the opposite side. Moving with breath. Again, you can stay right here, or if it feels right, as you lean to one side, bringing an arm alongside the ear, extending that stretch. And as you inhale, coming to center, exhale, leaning to the other side, and maybe bringing an arm alongside the ear. And continue to move from side to side, following your breath. The next time that you find yourself leaning to one side, we'll stay there. And noticing, what do you need to do to make this more comfortable? Perhaps holding on to the chair with one arm, perhaps the other arm is alongside the ear. Noticing sensation in the side body. And wherever you are, making sure that you're breathing. With your next inhale, we'll come up. And then as you exhale, leaning to the other side. And again, finding what feels right on this side. Perhaps both arms down feels right. Perhaps holding on to the chair and bringing arm alongside the ear. Perhaps that feels right. Finding what feels right in this side bend. And then breathe. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. With your next inhale, bring both arms up overhead. And as you exhale, circling arms behind you, bring hands to the seat of the chair behind you, or perhaps holding on to the back of the chair, rounding the shoulders back and down, getting a sense of lifting in the upper chest as you move into a seated cobra pose. Then breathe. Release that pose, coming back into your mountain pose. And again, just taking a moment to notice. Noticing what you notice. From here, we'll begin to move into some twists. So bringing one hand behind you. Again, you can rest the hand on the back of the seat of the chair, or you can hold on to the back of the chair. We'll sit up nice and tall. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, begin to rotate the body towards that back arm. If you'd like, you can cross the opposite arm across the legs. If you'd like, looking back past that back shoulder. And then breathe. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. With your next inhale, release that twist, coming back to center. Just taking a moment to notice. And then we'll move to the other side. Bringing the opposite hand behind you. Placing the hand on the seat behind you, or perhaps holding on to the back of the seat. And sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, begin to rotate the body towards that back arm. Again, the opposite arm can cross the legs. And if you'd like, turning your head to look back past that back shoulder. And again, wherever you are, making sure that you're breathing. Your next inhale, we'll come back to center. Again, just taking a moment to notice, noticing the effects of the postures on the body and on the mind. You may notice a sense of warmth or tingling. You may notice it may be a little easier to breathe. You may not notice any change at all. Just noticing what you notice. So from here, we'll bring attention to the lower half of the body. Bringing a little tone to the belly to help to support the low back. Bring hands underneath one thigh. And then begin to move with breath. So as you inhale, straightening the leg. As you exhale, bending the knee. And continuing on your own, following your breath. Inhale, extending the leg. As you exhale, bend the knee. It feels right doing this a couple more times in each direction. And the next time that knee is bent, we'll stay there. And from here, if you'd like, begin to point and flex the foot. Circling the ankle in one direction. And in the opposite direction. Bringing that foot to stillness, releasing that foot down, and then sliding it out in front of you, coming onto the heel. So from here, again, sitting up nice and tall, reaching through the crown of the head. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips. You may find a stretch behind that straight leg. If you notice any pulling behind the knee, please bend the knee just a bit or sit up out of the stretch. Bringing your attention to any areas of sensation. With your next inhale, leading with the upper chest, will come up, bringing that foot flat onto the floor, and just taking a moment to notice, does one leg feel different than the other? Again, one may feel more open, may feel heavy, loose. Noticing what you notice. So let's move to the other side. Bringing hands underneath the other leg. Get a little tone to the belly. And again, moving with breath. As you inhale, straightening the leg. As you exhale, bend the knee. And continuing to move, following your breath. Inhale, extending the leg. As you exhale, bending the knee. If you'd like, doing this a couple more times in each direction. And the next time that you find the knee bent, we'll stay there. And then from here, begin to point and flex the foot, circling the ankle in one direction and in the opposite direction. Bringing that foot to stillness, releasing it to the floor, and then sliding that foot out in front of you, coming onto the heel. And sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Again, if there's any pulling behind the knee, please bend the knee a bit or lift up out of the stretch. As you settle into the stretch, noticing where you feel sensation. And breathe. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. With your next inhale, leading with the upper chest, will come up, bringing both feet flat onto the floor. And again, just taking a moment to notice, does one leg feel different than the other? You may notice a difference. You may not notice any change at all. So from here, I'll invite you to come to standing, bringing your chair out in front of you. A little extra support should you need it. So first, just coming into a standing mountain pose, noticing your feet, a little tone to the belly. As you round the shoulders back and down, getting a sense of lifting through the crown of the head, noticing how it feels to be in this standing posture. And then if you'd like, I'll invite you to put a little bend in the knees. And with your next inhale, lifting the arms up to about shoulder height as you straighten the legs. As you exhale, lowering the arms down and a little bend comes to the knees. And just continue to move following your breath in this way. As you inhale, the arms come up, we straighten the legs. As you exhale, lowering the arms down, a little bend comes into the knees. Continuing on your own. If it feels right, with your next inhale, leading the arms up to about shoulder height and then opening them out to the sides. As you exhale, arms come back to center. We lower them down, a little bend comes into the knees. And continue to move in this way. If it feels right, doing this a couple more times. And perhaps one more time. And once you've finished, coming back into that standing mountain pose, taking a moment to notice the effects of the movement on the body and on the mind. So let's move through a Warrior One pose. Again, please be careful that your chair is not going to slide away from you. You may wish to push it up against a wall or perhaps bring it onto a yoga mat. So positioning yourself so that the side of your body is next to the back of the chair. You can hold on to that chair if you'd like. And then we'll bring the leg furthest from the chair back behind you. This doesn't have to be a wide stance. But first, just notice that back foot pressing into the floor. By doing this, you may notice a stretch in the front of the leg. You may notice a stretch in the calf. You can notice what you notice. So we can stay right here, or if you'd like, bending the other knee. If you bend that front leg, please make sure that you can see your toes. So we can stay right here, reaching up through the crown of the head as you're pressing into the feet. Or if you'd like, perhaps lifting one arm, perhaps the arm furthest from the chair. You can stay here. Or if you'd like, maybe the other arm comes up if you're feeling balanced. If this is not agreeable to the shoulders, perhaps releasing the arms down, bringing hands on the hips, or even hands behind you. Finding the position that feels right today on this side. And breathe. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. We'll release the arms down, mindfully stepping the feet together and then wiggling and jiggling, maybe a gentle bounce, moving in any way that feels right. So let's repeat this on the other side. So turning to have the other side near the chair. And again, the foot furthest from the chair will step that back. Checking to make sure that this is indeed the opposite leg. And then pressing into that foot, noticing any sensation, perhaps in the back leg or wherever you may notice it. We can stay right here, or if you'd like, bend that front knee. Again, please make sure you can see your toes. We can stay right here, extending up through the crown of the head. Or if you'd like, lift one arm, perhaps the arm furthest from the chair. If you'd like, lifting both arms up. And again, you always have the option to bring hands onto the hips or behind you. Wherever you are, making sure that you're breathing. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. With your next inhale, releasing the arms down, stepping the feet together. And again, wiggling and jiggling, a little bounce. And from here, we'll move into standing balance. Again, bringing the chair out in front of you, making sure that it's not going to slide away. You can hold on to that chair for some extra support if you'd like. So we'll begin by bringing weight into one leg and lifting the heel of the opposite foot off the floor. So you can stay right here, or if you'd like, lifting the entire foot off the floor. Bringing a little tone to the belly as you extend up through the crown of the head. And then deciding what you would like to do with the arms. Maybe you hold on to the chair. Maybe one or both arms comes out to the side. Maybe they both lift up above the head. Or perhaps hands come into prayer pose at heart center. But wherever you are, making sure that you're breathing. A deep breath in and a slow breath out. We'll release that leg down. Again, wiggle and jiggle, moving in any way that you're called to. Coming back to center, we'll move to the other side. So bringing weight into the opposite leg. A little tone to the belly as you lift the opposite heel off the floor. Staying here or lifting that whole foot off the floor. And again, exploring what you would like to do with the hands. Maybe hands come off the chair, arms out to your sides or above you. Perhaps hands come into prayer pose. These standing balances, it's helpful to gaze at a point 45-degree angle in front of you. We'll release that foot down. Again, moving in any way that you're called to. Coming back to center. With the hands on the back of the chair, the top of the back of the chair. We'll begin to step the feet back, Bringing the body into the shape of an L, coming into a downward facing dog. If we can, hand or head comes between both arms. Seeing if you can get a sense of reaching behind you through the tailbone. If you'd like, bringing a little pressure into the hands, pushing the hands into the chair. You may notice this brings a stretch to the upper back. With your next inhale, we'll begin to walk the feet forward to the chair, making your way back into your mountain pose. Just taking a moment to notice the effects of our standing postures on the body and on the mind. So moving in any way that feels right, and then making your way into a comfortable posture for our final relaxation. That may be coming back to sit in your chair, maybe more comfortable to lie down on the floor. If you're lying down on the floor, you may wish to bring a blanket or pillow underneath your head. You may wish to bring a pillow or rolled up blanket underneath the knees to help release any pressure on the low back. And wherever you are, begin to take a moment to notice where your body is being supported by the surface that you're resting on. Is there any movement that you can make that would make you more comfortable? And then moving in that direction to make yourself more comfortable. Allowing the senses to be wide open, mouth to tasting, noticing any lingering tastes in the mouth. Nose to smelling. The skin to the sense of touch, sensing the air touching the skin. Opening to the sense of sight, even if the eyes are closed. Noticing any colors or shapes, light. And then opening to the sense of sound, hearing the sounds around you. You may hear sounds from outside of the room, inside the room. Sensing into the room around you, noticing anything that comes to mind without necessarily looking around. The walls, the ceiling, the floor and furniture. Then begin to draw your attention inward so that you may begin to experience the sounds and sensations going on within yourself. Noticing sensation in the face, releasing any residual tension that you may be holding in the face. Softening the eyes, softening the forehead, releasing the tongue and the jaw. Allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Sensing the natural weight of the arms and hands. Releasing any tension that you may be holding in the hips, allowing the hips to drop into the support beneath you. Sensing the natural weight of the legs and feet. Sensing the torso, belly soft. And then begin to be aware of the body breathing all by itself. You may sense the touch of breath at the nostrils. Touch of breath at the back of the throat. The chest gently rising and falling with each breath. Belly expanding with each inhale, releasing with each exhale. And bringing your attention to wherever you most easily detect the breath. Spending some time here just watching the breath. If it's helpful, you may wish to add these words. As you breathe in, saying silently to yourself, I breathe in, I calm my body. As you breathe out, saying silently to yourself, I breathe out, I smile. I breathe in, I calm my body. I breathe out, I smile. I breathe in, I calm my body. I breathe out, I smile. You find that your attention has been pulled away from watching the breath. Gently bring it back to wherever you most easily detect the breath. And if it's helpful, back to the mantra. I breathe in, I calm my body. I breathe out, I smile. I breathe in, I calm my body. I breathe out, I smile. I breathe in, I calm my body. I breathe out, I smile. I breathe in, I calm my body. I breathe out, I smile. Gently begin to release, watching the breath, releasing the mantra. Begin to hear the sounds around you. Feeling the touch of clothing on your skin. Noticing where the body's being supported by the surface beneath you. Noticing sensation in the feet, the legs, the hips, the torso, the hands, the arms, the shoulders, the throat, the neck, the head and face. Noticing the effects of your practice on the body and on the mind. And in your own time, beginning to bring small movements to the body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving and stretching in any way that you're called to. If you're lying down, you may wish to bend the knees and roll on to one side, taking a few breaths here. And if you're lying down, using your arms to support you, making your way to a seated posture. And to end our practice, if you'd like, I invite you to bring hands to heart center. And bringing to mind something in this day that you are grateful for. Filling the body and mind with that gratitude to take with you into the rest of your day. Taking as much time as you would like here. Coming back whenever you're ready to move into your day. Thank you.